Ciao Juventini of the world, my name is Giuseppe, welcome back on the channel, I hope you're all doing well. Ragazzi, yeah, unexpected life, I tell you the truth, I did a lot of time the video today, or I tried to do a video today, but it was super difficult to me, and I have to say the truth, I gave up, and that's why I said, you know what, before the Champions League starts, I want to go live, I want to translate and recap what has been said yesterday with these crazy guys. You can see, you have to correct it here. Oppa. You can see here, these guys were totally crazy yesterday, but totally crazy. They made me laugh. You can't even imagine. Yesterday, I had a day that was crazy. From the morning, with a big surprise, during a meeting with Juve, I will explain the backstage before starting this live, and then the live with the guys. That was totally, but really epic and crazy. And I will explain a few things. Let me first say hello to all the people, and then I will recap. I really want to recap everything that has been said, because I know that it was in Italian and not in English, and usually I do a video, but I will also explain why I didn't do a video and why I'm going live. Anyway, we start saying hello to Tariq, that said this will be a great one. I'm not sure if it will be a great one or not. I will just try to explain what has been said yesterday, so don't expect Pinsoglio, Perin and Szczesny to arrive here on the channel, but maybe it can be a nice one. The things that they said were really nice, like, for example, what is Pinsocottero? Pinsocottero, that is actually a secret revealed by our friend Pinsoglio yesterday. Claudio was there yesterday, and he said, you know, I asked a few questions in English, I will explain why it was only in Italian. Ciao to Sasha, Niven, Bravo Beppe, I was there the other day, it was yesterday, Lars, Alexandro New Deal, Softitch immediately with something I don't want to speak too much about today, because I want to speak about that at the end of the video. Alexandro, Paul Pogba, and also some annoying things about Italian football, but let me come back on that later. Otherwise, we will start speaking about things that has absolutely nothing to see with it, and the people that wants to see and watch the replay about Szczesny, Pinsoglio, and Perin, they will be totally confused, because if we start speaking about Alexandro and the news, then it goes totally in a way that I didn't plan this live. Of course, we can speak about it if you want my first feeling. No, I am not happy, but it's not a secret. I already said it so many times. Is the renewal of Alexandro something that makes me happy? No. If I speak about the football field, about the people on the field, the sporting side, then no. But anyway, that's another thing. Pinso Goat yesterday. Ciao Steve. Ciao Eduardo. Reina to Juve is also a topic I don't want to speak about now. Ciao to Radovan. One more dream come true. Yeah, in a way, yes. Ciao Sam, ciao Davide, ciao Amat, Sacco, ciao Yusef, finally Beppe, thank you for the live. No, don't thank me, it's okay, let me start. Yesterday, you see, I show it again, the image, I was with Perin, with Szczesny and Pinsoglio live, and this was really extraordinary. Now, usually, what I do is after being live, I wait a bit, and then I do a recap or a translation in a video, so that also the people that are not able to speak or understand Italian, because the live is in Italian, then they are able to not watch the live immediately, but at least have the major part and the important parts that were said and explained. Now, let me explain why I didn't do a live or a video yesterday. For a multiple reason, but one thing is sure, it's yesterday I had probably the most difficult live that I hosted in my entire mini career as content creator. Why? Because you know it, and this is not a secret, they always tell us the day before, the night before, who will be the guest of the day after, and they told me around midnight, but we were live, tomorrow you have Szczesny, Pinsoglio, and Perin, the three goalkeepers together. I always did like one player at the time. I did some coaches, I did some managing directors, Stefano Braghin and so on. And you prepare and you focus on one only. But yesterday, three at a time, it's of course difficult. Three important guests were really difficult. And I will explain you how the day went, because there were some really crazy things during the day as well. But like 20 minutes before the live started, we were already in backstage. Szczesny arrived. He was the first one. Pinsoglio was the second one. Third one was Perin. They were all there. Everything was working perfectly. Guys, I tell you immediately before explaining what they said, mamma mia, it was already really difficult, but sincerely really difficult to keep them into control, because Szczesny, guys, mamma mia, he's a troll. He's a living troll. The guy is trolling every single time, and he's doing it in a way that you never know. Is he serious? Is he joking? Is he not? What is he speaking about? What is he doing? Certain moments he takes the chairs, he says, I'm leaving, and he's with the chair wheeling, he's going out of the thing. You say, he will come back or not? What is happening? Crazy things. I will come back on that. So it was a difficult live for me to host, because when you are representing Juve, you're not thinking only about yourself. You are thinking about trying to be professional. Professional doesn't mean serious, but professional means you have to pay attention of what you are saying, that you keep your question in mind about, let's try to find the great question so that the answers are also given from them. The opportunity is given to them to answer great things and not the usual stuff. So you have to think about that. You have the chat we were like 1,500 people live. They were all writing a lot of things. It was difficult to keep up. Then you have 3 guests that you have to pay attention. There was my co-host as well, Leandro, and the fact that also they really wanted to troll. They were there just to laugh, to joke, and so on. Then the live start immediately. You have Szczesny. He has no audio anymore. Yesterday disaster, because I'm responsible for it. The guy has audio. He's perfect. Everything is doing well. We start the live. He has no audio anymore. He doesn't hear us anymore. So I had to go out. I had to fix that technical problem to find a way in 5 minutes to have him on again. But unfortunately, that means I'm out of the live. I don't know anymore what has been said. So it was really difficult to manage. What does that mean, difficult to manage? That from the moment that I was live again, that you lose a bit that lead, and you try to force yourself to take it back into control, and to lead a live that will have a really beautiful result for the people that are watching. And luckily I was able to do it. Now, did I enjoy the live? Yes, I enjoyed doing it, because I know how lucky I am. But on the other way, when I'm live with the players, it's really crazy, but I don't realize what is happening. I really don't realize what is happening. There are a lot of emotions, a lot of stress, that everything is going well, that my memory, in a way, is not really recording at the moment everything that has been said. Because I'm so focused on reading the chat, keeping my questions, listening to their answers, making sure that you are reacting to what they are saying in a good way or not, that you're totally lost. And, I realized after the thing that, okay, I want to speak about it, but I don't know anymore everything that has been said, the important part. So I need to watch it again. And I was so stressed about the live, the technical problem, the emotion I had during the day, because I have a nice thing that I will tell you, a small secret that is really nice, that sincerely, it was difficult for me to do a live. And then, I don't have the automatism immediately to go and to do a live immediately. Like the content creators, it's hot, it's viral, that you will have a lot of views, a lot of clicks. Go and make it immediately, because the faster you are, more you will have a bigger reach. I don't have that automatism for one reason, because I don't consider myself, even after 3 years, a content creator. I feel that I am a fan. I am there. I am with, again, I show you the picture, with Pinsoglio, with Perin, with Szczesny, and I am a fan. I am a real fan. I try to be professional representing Juve, but I don't realize I am working for Juve, or so on and so on. So I said, you know what? After the live, instead of doing a video, I will try to realize what I'm doing, watch it again in the evening, and tomorrow I will make a video about it. Then today, was I tried to do a video, but I had so many things in my mind that it was difficult. So I said, you know what? Before Champions League, I go live, I speak a bit with the people live, and I will explain you a crazy day, and then I will read your comments. No, it was not the Wi-Fi last Samurai that happened. It was actually the fact that everything was perfect with his phone. There was the countdown, and then when he get in again. There was he didn't hear it. No, it's not true. There was an echo, a big echo. I don't know what happened with his phone, but he was not able to hear us anymore. So at the end, we found the solution. Guys, I tell you, beginning of the day. And then we go, of course, through what they said. Beginning of the day, I have a meeting with Juve every Monday morning, where we speak about a lot of things. Yesterday we spoke about the live that would come in the evening, just to have a direction. What do we want to go for, and we said, of course, immediately we have the 3 goalkeepers. We want to make something fun, super nice. You start speaking, it's with Juve people, so you have, of course, a professional behavior. You can make some jokes, yeah, but you have a professional behavior. At a certain moment, there is someone that is entering the room of Juve, because it's like with internet, there is someone that is entering the room of Juve, and they say, "Oh, look who's there." But the problem is, I'm not sure about who's there. I don't know who's there. Why? Because I'm watching someone that is entering the room and is entering like this. So how on earth can I know who is that? Like in the back, you have someone like from here to here. You say, "Who is that?" I have no idea. And then he gets a bit closer, and you see, and it is Cuadrado, out of nowhere. Guys, I was totally not prepared. It's Cuadrado. Juan Cuadrado, middle of the day, probably before he started to train, he's there in the live. Guys, when Cuadrado is doing the crazy things, when he's doing the crazy things on the field or with the phone or whatever, the funny personality. It was 12 p.m. The guy is entering a room, and he never saw me. He never met me. I think he doesn't know who I am. He's coming, saying, "Hey, Panita!" And the thing is, I am in a meeting with Juve. Instead of keeping professional, I start also to scream because I was happy. I was like a fan, and I said, "Hey, Panita, Panita!" And it was a ping pong of Panita, Panita, Panita. It was super funny, and then we started to discuss a bit, and I said, when are you joining on Twitch together with us? Then he answered something, was super funny. But just to tell you, out of nowhere, you're absolutely no prepared, and then you have a discussion with Cuadrado that looks like the guy is your best friend since ever. But really, the personality of the guy is just fantastic. I said, "Hey," and I started to speak in Spanish with him. He speaks Italian, of course, but I wanted to speak Spanish with him. And I said, when are you joining on Twitch together with us? And he said, like every day. For me, it's Twitch, and then we started to speak and so on. It was really funny, Cuadrado. I have to admit that I was surprised. I didn't expect. Normally, I did like thousands meetings in my career, and there are a lot of times things that are not planned that happens. Like, for example, the president that is entering a room, not speaking about Juve, speaking about the normal work, where a president is entering, or the big boss, change of plan, something is not going like you were imagining, and always there are some surprises. But in my life, never I had a meeting where suddenly, out of nowhere, you have Panita that is entering the room. That was the very first time, a Juve player. And to be honest, I couldn't behave like a professional meeting. I started to become a fan. And that's why I said, when I was live with Szczesny, with Perin, with Pinsoglio, I was a fan. I was just a fan that was watching and that was trying to keep professional, but not a content creator, not thinking about when it will be over, I will go and make a video really fast so that people. No, I was trying to enjoy as much as possible, and it was fantastic. It was just fantastic. The backstage. Okay, let's go to the backstage. Backstage was crazy. First, you have Szczesny. He's arriving. I tell you, super down to earth. The guy is like, but sincerely, super easy, super nice, super cool. At a certain moment, he's there in his chair. He was at the J Hotel. He says, "What are we speaking about? What are we speaking about?" I say, "I don't know. We'll speak about you. About you. We will make some jokes with the guys. We'll try to have also the chat entertained." And so it's great. Let's go. Let's go. I'm happy about that. Then you have Pinsoglio. He's arriving. He's putting his phone. Then after 2 minutes, I have no battery on my phone. But we're about to start live. Yeah, wait, I'm going for my charger. They were fantastic, making joke after joke after joke. But really, the humanity of the guys was really incredible. That touched me a lot. But it's also there that I understood that it would have been really difficult to control the three of them. The message I want to launch of the three of them was one thing. Goalkeeper is a difficult role. Why? Because in the beginning of the season you have one starting goalkeeper. Even if he's doing mistakes, you have one number one. And the other ones, they know that you are the second and you know that you are the third. So it's not always easy to be a trio where you know that there is a hierarchy, 1, 2, 3. And yeah, of course, when you're a human being, there is a bit of jealousy, I believe. There is a bit of competition. You still want to. But yesterday I saw 3 guys that were really friends, that were making jokes, a lot of respect for each other. But really, from Szczesny to Pinsoglio, Pinsoglio to Perin, Perin to Tech, Perin to Pinsoglio, Tech to Pinsoglio, all of them. A lot of respect for each other, showing unity, showing a fantastic, real team spirit, and also that part of craziness, because they all told me later, "Hey, Beppe, if you want to be a goalkeeper in your life, you need to be a bit crazy." We spoke about the best saves, who was their inspiration when they were kids, and so on and so on. Life was crazy. So let me read a bit of your comments, and then I really go step by step towards everything that they said yesterday. Technical problem, yeah, exactly, Autolectual. Ciao Cecilia. Beppe, is that a must from Juve that all the interviews with players are in Italian? Well, Radovan, just to explain you that one, it's not about a must or not a must, because I always explain that if there are some questions in English, of course, wait, you have a live, and it is in Italian at 5 p.m. every Monday. So when you have players, you have them in Italian, because the live is in Italian. You have an audience that is in Italian. Last time I did on Friday, I did a football player, Gunnarsdottir from the Juventus women. She speaks English. The entire live was in English. Yesterday, Pinsoglio speaks Italian, Szczesny speaks Italian, Perin speaks Italian. The only one that was really fluent in English was Szczesny. So it's difficult also to try to switch in both languages, because then some people in the chat, they don't understand, you're confused, you need to start translating. But it's not a must. We started for the first time this season to have players from the team, from the first team. In the past, it was like legends. We had like other teams, but really first team since this season. And we started with the Italian ones. We started now also opening for English speaking players. Maybe in the future there will be other players that is speaking English, like, I don't know, who knows. But Di Maria is speaking Spanish. I don't know how many are speaking English. Weston McKennie, for example, was a player that I'm sure today would have been on the live and speaking English without any problem. But no, it's not a must. But then if you are doing a live in Italian, it makes sense. Thank you, Sasha. Really, thank you. It was difficult. Yesterday was difficult. Wait, so let me read your comments and then I will explain. Did you have a chance to ask Tech about his time behind Buffon? We spoke about Buffon. Not about when he was second goalkeeper. These questions we asked them to Perin, not to him immediately, but we spoke about Buffon. That was a really funny one. I watched a recording on Twitch. I didn't understand much. Well, Thomas, I will try to explain now. Pogba in English or French would be cool, of course, but I don't believe that at the moment Pogba is thinking to go on Twitch. and it's a pity. Would have been, if he would have been healthy, maybe would have him on the channel on Twitch towards the end of the season, maybe right after the season, to celebrate a trophy, if possible or not. But now it's difficult. Now it's really difficult. Marco, I was sending him messages today. I hear him every week, but he's doing a great job at CBS. One day Del Piero in English, Italian. Who knows? Okay, guys, what did we start with? So we started with a small game joke where normally Szczesny would have presented Pinsoglio, Perin, Szczesny. But then we had a technical problem, so we just did with Pinsoglio and Perin presenting each other, making sure that they were, like, I am Perin while you are Pinsoglio and presenting the other one. So we started with a funny way, and actually I was really surprised because they knew really a lot about each other, especially Perin about Pinsoglio. He knew by heart without any preparation or whatever. He knew by heart, of course, the name, luckily, from where he was, how old he was. He knew about the familiar situation, about like the pets. He knew how many years at Juve. He knew the career, every single team of Pinsoglio by heart, like Latina and so on, all the Serie B, Serie C team. He knew all of them in order, in chronology. He knew everything. It was really incredible. Memory of Perin on that one was just fantastic. Then there was a question immediately in the beginning of life about, are you superstitious? Are there some things that you are doing? And there you have Pinsoglio that starts immediately with not in the games, but in training session, we have something that we do between us three, between the goalkeepers of Juve. And it's called Pinsocottero. What is Pinsocottero? It's the fusion between the word Pinsoglio and helicopter. Pinsocottero. It was super funny because what is it actually? And he showed that. Let me show you. Let me show you without sound here. Look, at a certain moment, he's explaining here. We are doing the Pinsocottero, and then he gets up during the live, and he's putting the phone here down, and he starts doing the Pinsocottero, the Pinsoglio copter. Simply fantastic. And then everyone was laughing. He was laughing himself. He's such a clown. And then you have Perin that is explaining to everyone what is the Pinsocottero. They're saying, it's something that you can't abuse too much about it. It's something that you have to do from time to time when you are down, when there was a difficult day, when you are a bit sad. Then in training session, what we do is the three goalkeepers, we're doing the Pinsocottero, and it's something that is giving us strength and so on. But the way how Perin is explaining it was just fantastic. So that was one of the big secrets shared by Pinsoglio and the goalkeeper. So now you know that in training session, when you are seeing them doing the helicopter, it's actually the Pinsocottero. That was really beautiful, really nice. And they also promised us that when Pinsoglio will play, and if we score a goal, he will celebrate doing the Pinsocottero. Hopefully he will not forget. It was fantastic. Perin, wise man. He has 3 kids. Not that everyone that has 3 kids are wise, but he has 3 kids. Mature. Who do you want to start explaining with? Do we start with Perin, Szczesny? Is there a man in particular that you want to speak about? Then I can go, or maybe I can go question by question. Whatever you prefer. Ciao Beppe, do you believe Tech gets enough or enough credit as a goalkeeper? I think that is a bit underrated, and especially that we are pushing too much about the mistakes that he did 2 seasons ago in the beginning when it was absolutely his fault. That's what I think, and I think that we continue pushing on that one while he did fantastic, beautiful things. Really great things. So waiting for you guys. Perin is more stern, serious. Yeah. But he's also someone that makes a lot of jokes, and also Perin is someone that is a big fan of Dragon Ball because he made some references to the manga Dragon Ball. He made some references there that were quite funny. Look, we were speaking with Szczesny. Szczesny was the most troll, and Szczesny. First of all, he started saying, when we asked him what was your best beautiful save, he said about Juve or in general, and then he answered in general, and in general he said that double save, that penalty against Argentina they saved, and then that double save against Messi. He said that's my best save ever. But the problem with Szczesny, you can't speak really too serious and go deeper on the question, because then he is adding, the World Cup. That's something that the Italian, they don't qualify a lot to. So, putting the vibes like my best saves were during the World Cup with Messi, but you Italian, you can't understand what it is, the World Cup. So, of course, I answered and I said, can you also explain me how it feels when Di Maria and Paredes are coming back to Juventus as world champions? Because I don't know if you reminded, but and if you remember, but you were eliminated, you lost in the World Cup. So it was also nice because it's someone that loves to go in interaction, and I think he appreciates also that you just don't ask the question, but that you go into that role. And he said, it's not about how many Juventini that were supporting me or not. Not a lot of Juventini were at the World Cup back at that time, so I had to support Di Maria and Paredes because I had much more friends. Also, he spoke about Paulo Dybala and so on with Argentina more than friends with France. So he was supporting Argentina. Pinsoglio said that his best save was against Paris Saint-Germain in a friendly in the summer. He said also to Tech because Tech was injured, so it was him that took over his spot. Things that we actually don't know, that Szczesny was injured, so he was revealing it. Was really nice. When we said about who was your inspiration, Perin said my inspiration Buffon, and I started playing as a goalkeeper when I was 5. Pinsoglio said I started being a goalkeeper when I was 6. My inspiration was Buffon. And then you have Szczesny, again, banter, again trolling, saying, hey guys, sorry, but if you're saying both Perin, I will be the dumb ass and the black sheep that will answer, no, it's not Perin, because my idol when I was a kid was not Perin, it was Peter Schmeichel. He said he was watching more Premier League when he was a kid than Serie A, and he said his big idol, where he had posters from, was Peter Schmeichel and not Buffon. And that was quite funny as well, because, could have said Buffon, but he said, no, it was not Buffon. So you see the Italians, Pinsoglio, Perin, it was Buffon. They grew up with that. I saw also some magic in Pinsoglio when he said, I was called when I was a kid by Filippi, that is still coaching the goalkeepers at Juventus. He said, they called me to come to Juve. I was a kid. I am from Torino, the city, so I'm a real Torinese. And when they call you, well, this is the dream of every single kid. And you see, he said, Juventus is my home. È la mia casa. He said, it's my home. And he was super happy about that. Then he went on loan to a few teams. He tried in Serie B, in Serie C, before taking the decision to come back and to try to win. And that's what he did, winning with the club that he loved and the club that he grew in. That was really beautiful. Perin answered differently. He said, I had one more year of contract. When Juventus calls you, look, it's the most prestigious club in Italy. And when he's saying that, you really see the honesty, saying, do I need to explain even more when I say it's the most elite, prestigious, historical club in Italy? Do I need to add more? Juve is Juve. When Juventus is calling you, you are there and you go there. So you really felt how much they are proud to be Juventini. Perin said, even being the second, because I knew I made a decision, especially when I renewed for 3 years, I knew what I was doing, but the Perin of 25 years and the Perin of today, even if in the past I was a starter in other clubs and today I am second, he said I am a total different Perin. I am much stronger today. I learn a lot from Tech and from Pinso, because they call Pinsoglio Pinso. So you see, the story of these guys were really nice, with a lot of energy, with a lot of respect. You know, Perin saying, I became better also thanks to Szczesny. Szczesny taught me a lot of things. I'm learning from him. So it was really great. By the way, when I asked who is the best goalkeeper in Serie A and in Europe, to all of them, well, Szczesny said, no, started with Pinsoglio. Pinsoglio said, my favorite goalkeeper is Szczesny, the best goalkeeper. And then I said, and in Europe, and he said it's also Szczesny. So in Serie A and in Europe, it's Szczesny, my best goalkeeper. Then you ask to Szczesny, he says my best goalkeeper in Serie A is Perin, and in Europe it's Perin. And then Perin says the best goalkeeper in Serie A and in Europe it's Pinsoglio. So you see these trolls, these jokes, but really nice one. And in terms of respect, it was really, really nice to see. But sincerely, really nice to see. Szczesny, and then I will read a few of your comments. Maybe you have some questions, things that I forgot, or things like that. Szczesny, he said, because I read an interview in the past about the room of the trophies and so on, that he was really impressed about Juve. He actually said something else. He said, it's not entirely correct. When I was really impressed by Juve was the first time that I went to the Allianz Stadium when I was playing for Roma. He was a Roma player, the goalkeeper, and he said there is a corridor that leads you to the locker rooms of Juve, and you have all the Scudetti against the wall. And this is really impressive. This is really, really impressive, and that was in my mind. And I tell you the truth, I have that picture because when you are doing the tour, in the stadium, when you visit the stadium, you don't see that room because it's not for public. But I had the chance to go there, so I will try to show you now. Wait, I will show you what he's speaking about. I had the chance to go there and I took a picture because that's a real impressive wall. Okay, I have it. So when you are in the stadium, when you are doing the tour, you visit a lot of areas. You also visit the locker rooms of Juve. You can enter, you can take pictures, you can do whatever you want, not sit on the bench, but you can do a lot of things. The only thing that you don't do when you're doing the tour is going to the the away team locker rooms. That is different. It's not the same. It's a bit different, but there is a long corridor, and that's how it looks like. So you have that really long corridor that is showing with 2 rows all the Scudetti won with the season. Every time you see the season here, with the season, with the year. Here I see like 90, 32, 33, 33, 34, 34, 35, and then it goes to 49, 50, 51, 52. All the Scudetti won. And this is actually an obliged way to the locker room. So every single player that is playing away in our stadium, they have to go through all the Scudetti and they watch. Sometimes you think, maybe they don't care. No, they care. They watch. By the way, there is even a player, I don't know if you remember, from what team and what player, that took one away because they were angry, because they lost in our home. Do you remember that story? Who was the player with what team that took one of these away in a post game? Who was it? Who can tell me? Let's see if you are alert, if you remember that story of Italian football. And then I will tell you. They have a great relationship with each other. I hope Tech stays, but if he doesn't, I think we are okay. Perin grew a lot. Perin grew really a lot. Tech was fantastic yesterday. Pinsoglio was... and by the way, there are some rumors that he will extend. So hopefully he can, because he always brings something great. Guys, you are not really... It's early, yeah? Juve Pulse Henrik said it's a strange hour for a life. People are not aware of it. You see? At least Sir is answering. He's daring to answer. Okay, so it happened back then in the past. Donnarumma with a few boys. We don't know. But Donnarumma with a few boys. they were pissed off losing with Milan, and they were screaming, and they were actually they broke a lot of things in the away locker room, and they took one away. They took one away to say you didn't win that one. It was the 2005-2006. Let me check if I can find it. Donnarumma, spogliatoio, Juventus. I'm trying to find it. Here we go. It's this one here. Look here. They didn't take it away. I'm sorry. I confused the story. They wrote things on the 2 Scudetti, 4, 5, 5, 6. They wrote things on it. I will not translate, but they were insulting a bit. So, you know, and this is actually the corridor where it happens. Anyway, that was about Pinsoglio, about Szczesny, how impressed he was with that corridor, because it's something that stays in the mind. What else has been said? I'm trying to remember. They also explained, Perin said that Szczesny is really someone that doesn't love to lose. He is really always angry. And then you had Szczesny that said, it's not that I like or I don't like to lose. When we are playing these small games, we are not playing with a referee. And the referee is always Perin, that is a goalkeeper. How is he able, from his goal, to always watch what is happening? And he's giving penalties, free kicks, he's whistling offsides while he's in the goal. What is he speaking about? And he's always manipulating the results. So this is actually the funny story of course, of what happened yesterday. But a lot of great things has been said. They spoke about the next gen, about the importance of the project, speaking about, what's the name there, Barrenechea, and so on and so on. So it was really, really also nice to hear these ones, Barrenechea, Sule. They said how many progresses they did. Also a player like Miretti, Fagioli, how nice it is to have a project like that. It shows dominance, huh? Yeah. Beppe, the goal was that they Beppe, the goals that they scored. What? Yeah. I remember. Thank you. Thank you for helping. Mario has a better memory as me. We asked also if they ever scored a goal, and then you have Perin. He's telling me, "Yeah, Beppe, I scored a goal once," and I didn't remember, because I watch a lot of games. I said, "Boo." And then he's saying, yeah, I scored a bicycle kick. And then, of course, when he's saying me, I'm watching, I scored a bicycle kick, you go crazy. What is he speaking about? Well, a bicycle kick, when he said a bicycle kick, he said it was in a charity game against a Serie A goalkeeper. 40,000 persons in the stadium. And I went up and I scored a bicycle kick. And he said that video is on YouTube. If you type in Perin rovesciata, you will find it. So that was super funny. Because it's true. That's the thing. And he was super proud about it. That was the best of it. He was super proud that he scored a bicycle kick, he said, as a goalkeeper. Then Pinsoglio said, when I was in Serie B and Serie C, I went up a few times, but I never scored. Szczesny said, in the past, I went up a few times, I never scored. And then Szczesny said as well, if I am a goalkeeper, there is a reason why I'm a goalkeeper and not a striker. By the way, he also said he had his inspiration to become a goalkeeper. Why? For one reason. He said, because when I was a striker and I was really, really bad. He said, and I was so bad being a striker that at a certain moment, the coach back then, he said, why don't you try to be a goalkeeper? Because your father, the father of Szczesny, was a goalkeeper. So try. You are taller than the other ones. You can be in the goal. and you will do well. And then he also said, it was a bit more serious than when he was speaking. He said, when as a young kid, you're seeing that you are making the difference and that you are doing something better than the other ones in terms of ego, you're super, super, super honored about it. And that's where then you go for it and you say, okay, I did something better than all the other ones. Maybe I'm good at it. And then he said, but the thing is, I'm the only thing I'm good at in my life is being a goalkeeper. And that's why. So Szczesny started because he was really bad as a striker and someone told he'd go in the goal. Perin started for the reason that he saw his uncle, that was a goalkeeper back then in amateur leagues. And every time that he was coming back from training or from a game, he always came with these gloves and with a different shirt than all the team. He said the color of the shirt was always different than all the other ones. And every time that when I was a kid, I was watching my uncle, these are the things that were impressed in my mind. And that's why I wanted to become a goalkeeper. So also there, really, really nice how they became goalkeepers. Szczesny, Perin. I don't remember about Pinsoglio. I don't remember about that one. Oh, a beautiful one also from Perin. He spoke about, he said, they try to cut grass under us. Tagliare l'erba. What does that mean? Taking away all the hope from Juve, from us, when they took us the 15 points. But he said, when you're looking at the ranking of Serie A, they took away nothing, because that's where we are. And the only way they can, again, tagliare l'erba, cut the grass, taking something away from us, is off the field. If they take back the 15 points or whatever points, he said, yes, but here they can't, because on the field, look where we are. We are second. And we want to show on the field what we want to do and what we did this season. And he said it was not an easy period. He also said live with a really serious talk. Perin said how difficult it was, but I saw they, like we are, the words that were used. He said they tried, to take away things from us, to cut the grass under our feet, and they didn't succeed because we are there second. He also said Napoli deserved, because this year they were stronger. They deserved to win the Scudetto, so congratulations to them. And then he went back to Juve talk, saying that at the moment we are second. And that's what we showed on the field. And nobody can take that away from Juventus. We spoke about the Sevilla game. Perin said that as a Juventino, or as Juventini, they really want to win, because it's 27 years that Juventus didn't win in Europe. And that would be really, really nice, because you enter in the history. And it's not great to say, because it's Europa League and not Champions League. But you win back a European competition after 27 years. So they really want to do it for themselves, but also for the Juventini. And also Szczesny spoke about the importance of the goal of Gatti. Not really for the goal himself or for the result, but for the enthusiasm that it brought to the team, that equalizer in the last minutes. So they were quite confident to do a great game on Thursday. Let me check for if we spoke about everything. We spoke about the best saves. Szczesny, I told you. We spoke about... Oh, I forgot something. A really important question. I asked if there is a player from our team that you don't want to play against, because you're sure this one will score, or, who will it be? Perin told me Di Maria. He doesn't want to play one day against Di Maria. Pinsoglio told me Di Maria, but not really for the goals that he will score or not, but for the way that he's playing, for the control, for what he's doing, the magic. When you are doing the magic is something totally incredible. And then Szczesny said, for me, no, it's not Di Maria. For me, it's Kostic. And then when you see the word Kostic, there is Perin saying, but what are you speaking about? Kostic is never he's never taking an attempt. What are you speaking about? Kostic never shot. What are you speaking about? And then Szczesny said, no, probably not. But when he's going with the full power. So he's revealing also the power on the on the shot of Kostic. He said, pay attention. And also two other ones, but not for what they are doing on the field, but off the field. I don't want to play against Gatti, because Gatti is giving you slaps on your head. And also I don't want to play against Paredes, because Paredes is, it had a story about fighting and all these kind of things on the field. It was really, I didn't know how to react. Because, of course, we spoke about it, about Paredes and the fights that he had with Argentina, but also with Juve. Do you remember the fights of Paredes? And then you have Szczesny that is telling you, I don't want to play against Paredes because when there is a fight, that Paredes will be there and he will fight. Mamma mia, when he said these kind of things. Actually, this is the moment I took that picture. The screenshot is when he's telling me, I don't want to play against Paredes, not because of the football, but because of the fights. Hilarious. Thank you to Juve that became a member for 3 months. Grande Henrik. Fantastic. Thank you, my friend. Henrik, that is I'm not sure I understand. Henrik, that is not always happy. Sometimes he's happy with the video, sometimes he's not happy. When he's not happy, he's telling me under the comments, he's saying, Beppe, I'm not happy because you said congratulations to Napoli while we never received congratulations. The other time he said, Beppe, I didn't like your video because I don't remember. You were speaking too much about being happy and not too much about football. Then another time he said, what was it? Last time he said, Beppe, I didn't like that video because I don't remember, the level has dropped down. I don't remember. But anyway, I always appreciate. Not that I always agree with Henrik, but I always appreciate because he's saying what he thinks. So thank you, Juve. But I prefer that. I prefer people that are telling me, Beppe, I don't like. Sometimes I change. Sometimes I adapt. Sometimes I said, no, I'm happy with what I'm doing. But at least, people are telling me, Beppe, you need to do that better. This was great. This was not great. But then you see people that are friends for life and are really loyal. So thank you, Henrik. Really, really. Really thank you. Anthony Schifano, Beppe, quick thoughts on Champions League today. But I said it. For me, it's not a quick thought. Wait, because here there is a problem. Okay. No, for me, I said it, guys. But before the 2-0 of Inter, I said Inter will win the Champions League. So I'm hoping that Milan can change. Not that I like Milan, because I see that on internet people are saying, the Juventini and the Milanista, they are brother. I'm the brother of nobody. I'm the brother of Henrik. I'm the brother of Schifano, the brother of Franco Chan, of Mark Juan, Mario Sanchez, but I'm not the brother of Milani. Then I respect, I have friends, of course, but brother of Tifo, that's with Juventini, with nobody else, okay? But of course, if there is a team I prefer over the other ones, I prefer it's Milan than Inter. But I said that, for me, Inter will win the competition. Today, you know what I think can be a 1-1, 2-2, a draw, 1-1. Depends. I don't even know if Leao will play or not. I didn't even know that it was today until midday. I was thinking it was tomorrow, that today it was Real Madrid. Just to tell you, but I will watch, I will watch. Aussie has been 19 months with us. It's true, Aussie. Grandissimo Aussie. Today is the birthday of VP. Here's to Inter going to extra time and losing today, and Juventus winning against Sevilla. Hopefully, VP. That would be nice. Happy birthday, VP. Beppe, I don't like that you do not dance on the live. But what should I dance for? Guys, there is nothing to dance, There is nothing to dance. Okay. Are there questions? And then I can continue like 15 minutes speaking about who Alexandro renewal, also about some things that went out today about Commisso, but also about players that spoke about other things. Are there questions really about Szczesny, Perin, and Pinsoglio that I forgot to say, or that you want to know that maybe I forgot? Again, I repeat, I didn't do the live yesterday because, again, for me, it was not about the views, the likes. the making fast the video, but it was, you know, like enjoying as a fan. And then when I had time, I would do it. And I prefer to do it live together with you. Who impressed me the most? Hey, okay, Mark, I like these kind of questions. Who impressed me the most? Okay, I tell you. Szczesny is a real leader. What I feel. Szczesny is a real leader and respected by the two other ones, but a lot. I knew that he was a personality. I didn't feel that leadership on, you know, I would, leader was not a word I would have used before the live. So I think that leader is now a new word that I want to put in the vocabulary when I describe Szczesny. But sincerely, leader. I don't know about the team or not, but if you're looking at the goalkeepers, the respect he has, but also the way of managing, because when you're the captain of the goalkeepers, let's say the number one of the goalkeepers, you need to involve the other ones, or you don't, or you can, you know, ignore them and whatever, but then you don't have a great vibe, or you can involve them, taking them. And I saw really leadership. So yes, Perin impressed me by his way of speaking Italian, vocabulary, how he was speaking, the way that he's able to speak you really serious and then jump and also participate to the troll. So it's a guy that is really balanced. Balanced is a word that I would use to describe Perin. You know, you have like these kind of really serious people, then you have the really trolls and the jokes. He was able in an instance to jump from joking to serious to joking to serious. Maturity, I was really impressed by that. Pinsoglio about his being humble, and the love he has, the sincere love he has for Juve. I could have asked him, I prepared that question as well about Cristiano Ronaldo and so on, and I didn't ask it for a simple reason, because I had it on my papers, you know, I don't know where they are. I had it on my papers, ask him, is he still hearing Cristiano Ronaldo, messaging Cristiano Ronaldo and so on. I even ask Juve in the morning, is it okay if I ask that? Or because you never know, maybe they don't want that question. They say, of course, you can ask whatever you want. And then I didn't feel the need of asking it, because I didn't want to use Pinsoglio to speak about Cristiano Ronaldo. I didn't want that some papers or some fans were using Pinsoglio Ronaldo. I wanted people to speak about Pinsoglio as an athlete of Juve. And I'm super happy that I didn't ask for it. Then maybe I asked him before in backstage, but what happens in backstage remains in backstage. So these are the things that I can't tell you. I just can tell you that the backstage was so hilarious, and I understood immediately that the live would have been crazy. What else? What else do you want me to answer about the live of yesterday? And then Cuadrado was epic, huh? Meeting Cuadrado in that unexpectedly of, you know, in the afternoon was crazy. Can be Mikey, can be. Perhaps the leadership of Szczesny was instilled there before Gigi Buffon left. Could be. But even now, I'm not sure if I would say Szczesny leader, you know. But yesterday, yeah. That was a good question. Who I would invite to come on this channel? Do any of the goalkeepers speak English? Well, I had a question here. Beppe, who would you bring on this channel from the three of them? I think depending on the mood, but I think I would invite Szczesny for one simple reason. He's really fluent in English. And I believe that I can live translate, but if you really want your guest to feel at home, you need to do it in his language. You can then translate later, doing a recap, whatever you want to, but I believe that to put him really at ease, you have to do it in his language. Because it will be okay if I translate what they say, but you lose in fluidity. Need to wait that I translate, doesn't feel comfortable, so I would go with Szczesny. No, it's not a no, guys, I promise you, Radovan, I promise you. I said, are there topics you want me to avoid? I always ask that question because I think it's professional. And I promise you, they said no. Maybe because they know me now after 2 years and a half, because they know I will not ask stupid questions, like stupid. There are no stupid questions, but I mean questions that can put someone in difficulty. They know I really know really well the story of the players. I know them. I know also what guys. It's alive. You do, on the Juve channel, so you know what you can and what you can't say. I will not ask. There were some people like for example, a good example. Mikey, Juventino MC, is not here. He said, Beppe, ask him how it feels for, what's the name? Pinsoglio, to have the same Scudetti as the entire history of Napoli. And I tell you the truth, this was a really nice question that when he told me, I said, yeah, I had that question, but I will not ask him that. Guys, even if it's a live where we were trolling, where we had a lot of fun, this is not the question, because you're on the Juve channel, you don't troll now because it's a respect that you have. It's a respect. So, no. But probably that's why it's not a political answer. But again, maybe if there was a new one that was asking Juve, what can I say, what can I not say? Probably they would have told you, pay attention when you're speaking about this, about this. But seriously, they said, you can say whatever you want. And that's also something that I really appreciate with Juve, the trust that they give me 3 players without asking me. And they tell me like a few hours before, you have 3 players and up you go. So I really love that. Yeah, Del Piero speaks English really well. I already interviewed, I don't know who asked it here, I'll see. I already interviewed Fagioli. To be really honest, I was co-host, not really host, but I already interviewed Fagioli after his goals. Yeah, he already scored. So it's this season after he scored, and we were speaking about it, how we felt, and so on and so on. So I already did. Did you ask if Agnelli even? Yeah, you see these kind of questions. They are super funny, but these are the questions you will not ask. But no political thing. Seriously, I'm really serious. Oh yeah, these are fantastic. Yeah, of course. Well, Miretti and Fagioli together is something that I would love. Look, what I said yesterday to Juve was it's really fun to have more players than one. Depending where you go, if you really want to speak about a serious topic like Gunnarsdottir or Chiesa when it was about his injury, then you have to go with a really serious life. When you want to have fun and go crazy, then maybe 3 is too much because yesterday it was really difficult, but two would be really nice. And then, of course, if you would have a couple, go Miretti, Fagioli. Let me know, guys. Okay, give me some couples of Juve you would love to, like Miretti, Fagioli. Yesterday we had the 3 goalkeepers. Who would be like a couple of Juve actual players that you would love to see? Paredes, Di Maria. Yeah, nice. But I'm not sure it will be able to do Paredes in Italian, yes. With Di Maria, we have to translate, but yeah. Gatti Bremer would be a nice one. Even if I am not sure, Gatti Bremer, if it would be. I speak not about the field, I'm speaking about the chemistry on live, you know. I'm not sure because Bremer is a bit more introvert. I would go with Bremer in a real serious one, while Gatti I would go with some fun thing. And also I think that Gatti, it would be a nice opportunity to dig into his past and so on. Pogba and Cuadrado, fantastic. I told you, when I saw Cuadrado, I told him, Juan, when are you coming with me live? It was really, really funny, the answer. I tell you, I can't reveal everything because backstage is backstage, but Cuadrado was fantastic. Gatti Locatelli would be really nice. Gatti Locatelli I like. Rabiot Pogba would be nice as well. Even if you have Pogba, I would Pogba Cuadrado and you go with a crazy life, or I would go with Pogba alone. Rabiot is more introvert, really much more introvert than Pogba. You know, that's why I try to also understand. Danilo Bonucci, that would be a nice one, but then you really go into a philosophy one. You really go, then there are no jokes, You really go into really beautiful talk, intellectual talk. Chiesa and Dusan, friends. Oh yeah, I like LJJ. Gatti Vlahovic. You really want Gatti? By the way, wait 1 second, guys. I show you something. Nice. Arrived today. I'm always doing a bit of my friend Rise and Cross sent it to me. Thank you for the gift, but I already told him, of course. But let me try to take them out. I have 2 players drawn on these. Danilo. Fantastic, Danilo. And then I have Gatti. Look at that. Really, really, really nice. If you go to my Instagram page, you will see also who made it. It's Alessia. Alessia, she's always drawing. You know, I already spoke about her. Doing fantastic, beautiful things. So if you go on my Instagram profile, you can also see the tag. No, it's not Rise and Cross that drew it. It just offered him. He sent this as a gift. So thank you, Rise and Cross, my friend. I had already one. That I now I really urgently need to go for some frames. This one was a bigger one. Oh no, it was the same format, by the way. Dusan Vlahovic, really beautiful. Really beautiful. I have here a wall that you can't see here. There is a wall where I can put some things on. So no, go on my Instagram page if you didn't follow, of course. It would be nice. It's always nice when people are following also the other things. And you can see them. Dusan Vlahovic and Kostic would be nice. Look, speaking about Allegri, I would love to have Allegri on. I told you, I would love, seriously, to have Allegri on a tete-a-tete together with me, without cameras, without anything, to speak about football. I would really love it, to really go with him. And then if I can have him live, that would be really interesting, really. I already did the coach of the women under 19, Silvia Piccini. I did the coach, Juventus women first team, Joe Montemurro, that I will see again on Saturday. I did Brambilla, coach of the under 23 of the next gen. Now I miss two. I miss Paolo Montero and I miss Max Allegri. That would be really nice. I'm doing well, Juventino 86. I'm doing well. Montero, I would love to as well. Would be nice. McKenny Chiellini. Yeah, even if McKenny is not there anymore at the moment. Allegri plus Landucci. Nice combo. Nice combo. Okay, guys. I'm in closing time because then there is the Champions League that I will watch. Maybe I will come back this evening to speak about all the other things. But I already said about Alexandro. News is that it's official, apparently, not by Juventus side, by the journalist. He will renew. I always said that I was not in favor of it. Not about the person, person is a nice person. I spoke about him, by the way, with the Brazilian journalist. I made a live with her. She said he's really a fantastic person, and he loves being in Torino. He loves the atmosphere in Juventus. He's a person that is not the typical Brazilian one, with Saudade, or how do you say Saudade, that wants to go back to the country or whatever. He's really enjoying his time because he feels like in a family. So I really don't want to speak bad about Alexandro as a person, especially because he's a player with 300 appearances with Juventus that did good things. He has never been my favorite player. Not even when he was at the top. I was not against. Saudade. Thank you, Franco. Thank you, Vincenzo. No, it has never been my favorite player, even when he was at the top. But unfortunately, how long is it? 8 seasons that he's with us. How many good seasons of Alexandro did we see? 3. Then he had some difficulties. I always said this season, if you are planning to go with Alexandro in a 4-man defense, it's over. And it's not over now. It's not new that it's over. It's already over since a few seasons. Then you were obliged to continue because you had a contract. And you can't just stop with a player because you want to stop. This doesn't exist. And in a way, luckily, because these players are human beings, you can't just go and say, I stop with a player. But some contracts has been made in the past. And when you are doing mistakes or strange contracts, you are paying the consequences of it. Nobody spoke about it. I listened to a lot of versions, but nobody spoke about it. I believe that the management that did this contract, it was a way probably to have less cost in terms of how you amortize your cost. That means, when you sign a player for, 50 million and you sign him for 5 years, in your financial books, you are paying back 10 million per year because you have 5 years of contract, a value of 50 million. It's 10, 10, 10, 10, 10. When you are renewing a player and you put an easy bonus, an easy clause to the contract, an easy objective to reach for a player, you are actually not going with 5 years, but you are actually going with 6 years. Because you activate it and you can even, having more profit on a year or split it in more years, okay? In terms of what you're thinking. Of course, this goes well when the player is performing well. When the player is great, when everything is super. When it's not, then it's difficult. Especially because, from what I know, these contracts every season in the last part, they went even more in terms of salary. So every time. Szczesny has the same type of contract. Szczesny, Cuadrado, Alexandro. So I believe that a lot of mistakes were done in the past. And you are paying the consequences now. Alexandro played more than I believe everyone expected, because Bonucci not being here, De Sciglio not being here, the fact that we started playing with the three-man defense, and the only at a certain moment of the season, the only defense that gave a solidity was the three-man defense with the Brazilian one, made that Alexandro played more games than was initially expected in the beginning of the season, which at a certain moment makes you that you are obliged to continue with the player. I said it again, on a sporting side, I would not have done it. On a sporting side, it makes no sense for me to continue with Alexandro, because you pay a lot of money in salary. It's a player that we saw it the last games. If you play with four-man defense, it's not giving. In a three-man defense, better, not phenomenal, but better. So I will continue to support him on the field, because if it's really official by Juventus, I will support him on the field, because I hope and I wish that every single player is doing well. But I'm not. No, it's not the news that makes me happy or that I can agree with. I would have gone with another decision. Honestly, thanking Alexander, I'm happy that he has the shirt in the museum. But I would have said, okay, it's over. But the problem is when you have contracts, when you made some deals, you have to respect them. And we said it. In the past, Juventus did a lot of mistakes. To cover some mistakes, you made other mistakes, and you made even more mistakes and more mistakes. And every time it was to cover. And then you are in a negative spiral, because the people are changing, but the mistakes you need to carry them until the end. Look now, Cuadrado, I don't know what will happen, but looks like, if you are looking at the rumors, he will not be extended, because his situation was already the same as Alexandro last year. And last year we extended with Cuadrado, and now they want to avoid doing it again. So I know it's easy to scream and to say, "Oh, Juventus management is stupid, disgusting. What are we doing?" This is the reaction that I read, and I understand. What people are saying and the frustration. On the other side, I really like Cuadrado as a person. He did also some beautiful things with Sarri, with Pirlo, and so on and so on. But if I'm really watching what is happening, and they stop with Cuadrado and they don't renew Cuadrado, I believe it's the same thing that they want to do with the other old contract players, keeping the promise because it's black on white, and then when it's over, it's over. Then don't forget, and that's also an important one, financially, because it's all finance, guys. Financially, you lose a Rabiot that you can't sell. Last year, you lost Dybala, Bernardeschi. Who else went away for free because of Chiellini? So Chiellini, Dybala, Bernardeschi, and I forgot some players. This year you will lose Cuadrado, probably Rabiot, Paredes, that is a player that you have, will go back to Paris Saint-Germain. Who else will we lose of end of contract without renewing? You will have some players back that lost in terms of value, like Kulusevski, because it will be his last year with Juve in terms of contract. So all these players, Ramsey, we lost him for free. Thank you, Gerardo. All these players that you are losing for free, you need to replace. And some will be replaced, luckily, by our next-gen players. But if you want to be competitive, you also need to put a bit of players with some curriculum, with some experience. Look at Pogba. Pogba is a player that at the moment is in big doubt. We don't know. We know that it's not really as serious as the tears that he had on the field, because the tears were sincere and made us think that maybe it was over for a really long time. It's not as serious as that, but it's still an injury. And we don't know next year. And you know how much I love Pogba. We have no idea how Pogba will be next year. We don't know. Maybe Pogba will be able to play 75% of all the season, and that's great. That's fantastic. On the other side, we don't know if this will really be reality or not. Thank you to Aussie. Grazie, Aussie. Beppe, please interview Alessandro Del Piero, and do you hear Juventus are looking for Fratesi? Will you be in Italy in August? I wouldn't sign Sandro. I want the fullback Giorgio Scalvini. That's a lot that you asked here. First of all, I would love to have Alessandro Del Piero. Yes. On the other side, I'm not the one that is deciding which player I interview. I can say I want that player, but I'm not managing. So it's Juve that tells me, Beppe, this player, that it's under 19 women, men, first team, next gen, or player, coach. I'm not the one that is deciding. But of course, if you bring me Alessandro Del Piero, it's Alessandro Del Piero. And I would be super happy, of course. So the day Aussie put the notification rings on so that you are aware. Then Juve looking for Fratesi. Of course, I heard about it, but it's not new. The biggest sponsor of Fratesi is Claudio Marchisio. Fratesi is a good player that I was impressed about his skills, I believe, like 2 seasons ago, last season, where he was impressing everyone. So fantastic player. But I didn't like one thing today about Fratesi. I show you. By the way, this is the count, the live count, 25,334. So let me show you here. I prepared it for the video today that I didn't do. At the end, I didn't do any video. What is he saying, our friend Fratesi? Fratesi is saying, the Premier League fascinates me a lot. Before going abroad, however, I would still need 2 years in Serie A to get there properly. What about the market? I think that this summer, director Carnevali will have a lot of fun with me. Am I angry about the words of Fratesi? No, but I will come back. If you add here, if you add Rabiot, Kim Min-jae, Leao, the words of Fratesi, they're all going in one direction, guys. They're all going towards Premier League. They're all going there. You see? Am I angry? No, I'm not angry, because this is a reality. The one that is shocking, of course, is the one of Kim Min-jae. Nothing is a done deal yet, but Kim Min-jae has apparently, breaking news, has decided to join Manchester United. It's a matter of detail, because you know it. There is a clause on the contract of Kim Min-jae, but after 1 year, he won with Napoli, and he wants to go to Manchester United. That is not sure. About playing Champions League. Looks like, but it's not even 100% sure. But apparently he decided. Kim Min-jae, 1 year in Serie A. Leao, that is saying every player is dreaming about Premier League, because it's a very competitive league. It's an engaging football, great teams, and a worldwide audience. So he will renew, or he just renew with Milan, Leao, but he's dreaming about Premier League. That's where they want to go towards. And that's something that I always tell you on the channel. Italian football is that when my friends of IFTV, the new guys from Paramount Plus, when they are telling you Calcio is back, I always told you, no, Calcio is not back. because the players, they have one dream, is to go to Premier League, not to Calcio. And I knew it. Even a Rabiot wants to leave there. But you know what is really scaring and new is this. That the Fratesi, that is an Italian product, an Italian player, is telling you, I need and I want 2 more years in Serie A to arrive properly there. When you have Italian players that are starting to speak like that, then it's really the end. Then it's really over. Am I angry? No, because he's saying something real. Would I be happy if he joins Juve? Yes, I would. Juventus is on him. It's a big possibility that he's coming to Juve. But you know that today, whoever comes or whatever, they come and they have another objective. It's not remaining at Juve, remaining in Serie A, and so on and so on. So forget about it, guys. No, but you know, when he's saying that 2 years, then if he's feeling well, he stays 3 years. But it's not about Fratesi anymore. Huh? It's not Fratesi anymore. It's every player. You had the players that are coming from abroad, the foreign players, and now you also have the Italian one, because this is a reality. So what is clear with the words of Fratesi, it's not about the loyalty, not loyalty. There is one thing clear. It's Italian football is officially a transitional league. But I told you so many times, when people are telling, hey, Beppe, but Calcio is back. Calcio is back what? You know what is the plan from Calcio is back? They have one plan. Waiting for 2032 to have new stadium. That's the only plan. And you know what he said, Gravina? Hey, it would be great to have 70% of Italian players. Against every single law, because no, you can't do that. What does that even mean? You know? So, I'm sorry about that, guys, to tell you that it's official. That was the moment that for me was the last step, waiting for Italian players to say, I want to leave Sassuolo, because he didn't say I want to stay at Sassuolo. No, Carnevali will have a lot of fun with me in the summer to sell me, but I believe I still need 2 years in Italy before going. That means that regardless, Juve, Inter, Milan, the 3 real clubs, guys, the other ones, it's not real club. Napoli, Lazio, they're really great, nice clubs, but the 3 historical top, Juve, Inter, Milan, even for Fratesi, they are now transitional clubs. That's a reality. That's a reality. And then I wouldn't sign Sandro. But it's not about wanting or not. It's about the contract, Aussie, that has made that if he reach certain appearances, but it's done. We spoke about him. And then Giorgio Scalvini. Giorgio Scalvini, guys, it's an upcoming talent, but apparently I already saw the money they are asking for. It's around 50 million. Grimaldo is going to Bayern Leverkusen. Maybe he doesn't know, and it's Leverkusen, I don't know. Maybe his thing is Bayern Munich. I have no idea. Maybe, I don't know. But he prefers to go to Bayern Leverkusen than in any other Italian team. Juve Pulse, it's not about I don't want Fratesi. It's every single player. Every single player is like that today. What do you do then? You stop. You don't buy anybody anymore. This is the reality, huh? And this is the reality today. Guys, you like it or you don't like it. But when I tell you the things, you never listen to me. You think that I'm a hater, I don't like. For the good of football, it's good. Look, for the good of football, it's good to have Inter and Milan in Champions League semi-final and in Italian in final of. Fratesi said yesterday, not 3 years ago, he said, I want to go to Premier League. 2 years transitional to get ready. This is the reality, huh? Oh, this is the reality. This is the reality. So, Inter winning the Champions League, Milan, Roma, Europa League, it doesn't change nothing. It will bring a bit of glory to the club, of course. The club will have better entries, bigger entries. You will be able to do maybe spend a bit more on the mercato if you are able to find. So it will help to improve the club short term, even maybe thinking about a bit more long term. But Serie A is not back. Calcio is not back. And if there is no drastic change, we'll never be back. Then I love it and I will always love it. But this is the reality. If you wait 2032 to build new stadium, imagine, that's 10 years from now. Huh? Everything that can happen in 10 years. But anyway. Sir Raz is telling me Grimaldo canceled contract after finding out it's Leverkusen, not Bayern. When are we going to stop making the same mistakes over and over? We spoke about Alexandro. We spoke about Alexandro. Maybe you missed that part. But we really spoke. I don't want to repeat everything, but we really spoke about Alexandro in depth. What we had to say, we said. The mistake has just done, because otherwise I start again all over, and that's not the point, because I just did. But the mistake is not when are we stopping to do the mistake again. The mistake has been done, and now you are paying the consequences of the mistakes that you did. That's the reality. That's the reality. Niven, I just honestly watch Serie A because of Juve. I am not Italian, so I don't really care about other. Because of Juve, I watch it, even though Premier League is 10 more interesting. To be honest, I watch Premier League as well, not with the same intensity and passion as Serie A, but I watch as well. I don't see all that hype of Premier League. I like that the color of the grass is everywhere the same. I like that the stadiums are stadiums and not trash. I like, but I see a lot of things that can, in terms of football, that I don't really appreciate. There are a lot of things I like, but I miss that historical. How can I say? It's strange for me. I will never be the biggest fan, I believe, of Premier League, but because I'm a romanticos, I love my Serie A. Even if I am aware, and I warn you, there are so many problems in Serie A that will probably not be solved. But anyway, guys, I spoke about all these kind of things. The live with Szczesny, Perin, and Pinsoglio was fantastic. I hope that one day we can bring some people also here to speak about it in English. Would be really nice. Would be really nice. Ragazzi, buonasera. Now I will prepare myself. In 30 minutes I will watch the derby, hoping that Milan wins. But I told you, I think a draw will happen, with the consequence that Inter will go through. 1-1, 2-2. This is what I see. 1-1, 2-2. Let's see. Ciao ragazzi. Ciao, grazie, forza Juve. Ciao. Dai, hopefully Juve is right. Inter 0, Milan 3. Ciao ragazzi.